Welcome back to your weekly dose of nostalgia. This week I'm covering an episode of Hey Arnold that made me lean towards being a city girl. The episode Arnold as Cupid featured a B-list character that I personally hated more than Olga. Mr. Kakashka, annoying ass. Let's get into it. So the episode starts with Oscar getting kicked out because he is yet again being lazy and very selfish. And Susie has had it. She said she's an independent woman that don't need no man. So honey, she put his ass out. So he asked Mr. Ernie if he can stay there. He say no. He asked Mr. Wynn if he can stay there. He say no. Then he goes to Arnold's door. Of course, Arnold is kind-hearted, so he's like, all right. And not only does he bogart his way into Arnold's room, he gets his dirty ass into Arnold's bed with his teddy bear and goes to sleep. And Arnold gotta go sleep on his fold-out couch.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
So anyway, Arnold wakes up the next morning and Oscar has made him breakfast. When in actuality, he done went down there and stole Mr. Ernie breakfast right off the table. So Arnold is eating. He like, what time is it? Oscar like, 10:30. He like, 10:30? Why my alarm didn't go off? Y'all, why Oscar didn't turn this boy alarm off because he said it was too loud? I mean, this man is a complete menace. He is playing the saxophone while Arnold is trying to study for a test. And when Arnold asks him if he can stop, he like, why don't you just study for your test tomorrow? Arnold like, girl, my test is tomorrow. So Arnold fails the test. He comes back from school and Mr. Kokoska is making raw smoothies on his test. And when they got to knock at that door is when I would have had to activate got me fucked up on Oscar because ain't no way you gonna have these thug ass friends coming into my room robbing me. I know robbing posture. And that's exactly what happened, except they didn't even have to steal anything because Oscar gave away one of Arnold's radios for collateral and lost during a bet. So at this point, Arnold tells Gerald, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Gerald is like, look, adults fight all the time. You need to get him back with his wife. First of all, where was Grandma and Grandpa? Because ain't no way this weird man gonna be up in my baby room. He'll be on the street. So this when it get messy. Arnold go to Susie's apartment. He like, girl, you need to come on back. Oscar is changed. She like, I'm actually living my best life. He talk about you a lot though. She fall for it. And this next scene is what would have sent me over the edge and to jail. Prison. Arnold goes upstairs to tell Mr. Kokoschka that he now has a date with his wife on the rooftop that Arnold has arranged. And this is what he walks into. If I walked into my room and saw a grown-ass man cutting his toenails this way betwixt hot Cheetos and a Coca-Cola, I am losing my mind. The only red, white, and blue I'm going to be celebrating for the next 10 years is running from the cops because there's no way I'm going to remain a law-abiding citizen with this shit happening in front of me, bro. But somehow Arnold gets the whole boarding house to agree to this and they organize a dinner on top of the roof. And it's quite obvious that this man has not changed at all. They still hate each other. You can't even see the stain on her dress that he put on there in the moonlight. And she's like, yeah, I wouldn't have a fucking stain if you did not use my dress as a shoe shining kid. He like, oh yeah, blame it on me. He's the worst. Then he's like, well, I bet I can dance better than you. She's like, okay, then let's dance. He is tearing this girl's feet up. Every single step, she getting toe up. So much so that they have to get her an ice bucket to put her feet in. Hey, how are we still? Girl, stand up. The way I would have been like, you know what, Arnold, don't even worry about it, friend. I'm going to my man in Manhattan. I ain't got time for this. So Arnold is like, this the last trick I got. He acts like he is dropping a dessert and there's only one dessert left. So Arnold is like, oh, there's only one left. Mr. Kokoschka, why don't you let Susie have it? And he kind of winks at him. And Oscar is like, what's wrong with your eye? Like, this man is complete trash. He don't know anything. So then he's like, well, it's so small. Susie, are you sure you don't want it? She's like, whatever, Oscar, eat it. This man throws it in his mouth. He's like, all right. And at that point, even Arnold has had it with him. He's like, you know what? You are hopeless. So the next day, Arnold walks into his room and finds him packing. And as he leaving, Susie sees him and she's like, do you need some money? He like, you know what? Nah, Susie, you keep the money. And then she's like, what did you say? Oh my God. Girl, stand up. And that was all it took. City Girls down 1,700 points because of Susie ass. The next episode I'll be covering will be when Helga goes to therapy and y'all are in for a ride.